Are we back again for another late night edition, Late Night Chronicles? This is my one-on-one quarantine edition, episode 10.
Here we are, Late Night Chronicles, season 1, episode 10. My name is Tasha DeChosa.
Romero Russell.
This is I Get Naked.
Yeah, I'm in the hot seat.
All right, let's jump into it.
All right.
So first question.
All right, here we go.
Because people always be confusing his age. Let's say, one more time. How old are you?
51.
And he's so proud of it. I mean, he looks good.
I'm the last of the 60s, 1969.
There you go. Second question.
Okay.
What's your background, ethnicity?
My father's from Puerto Rico. My mom is biracial.
Okay.
She was mixed, but my stepmom is Filipino.
Gotcha.
So I was raised, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Really much, that's all I know. From the time I was 9 years old, 8 years old. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
So
let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Where were you born and raised?
San Francisco. I was born in San Francisco, raised in the Bay Area.
The Bay.
The Bay Area is my home. I love the Bay.
Yeah.
I went to high school in Pacifica.
Okay.
Terra Nova. It's like a little beach town off the coast of Highway 1. About 30 miles. No, it's about 17 miles from San Francisco.
Okay.
Next to Half Moon Bay.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like there's if you miss an accidentally go, you went.
Yeah, you went too
straight
far.
to the Bay Bridge, and there's no way going out. You'll be there for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't do a wrong turn in Half Moon Bay.
Don't do a wrong turn.
But how was it like growing up?
Ooh. It was rough. It was rough. My childhood, I try to blank out most of my childhood. I try not to remember most of it because it was kind of traumatic for me. Because I was taken away by the courts because my mom physically abused me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I lived with my grandmother.
Your biological mom.
Biological mom.
Okay.
And I lived with my grandmother for about 2 years. Those were good years.
Okay.
Because it was structured. It was a husband and wife. You know, it was a family. That's what I always wanted. I wanted my mom.
It is a stable.
It was stable.
Environment.
Yeah, stable environment. My father's side, they came from money, but my mom's side, they kind of struggled a lot.
Yeah.
And my dad's side, silver spoon. Do what I say, not what I do. He had some good values that I learned. I call him the best at one-liners, meaning he would say, do what I say, not what I do. You can learn from a fool. We're just passing through. We're living on borrowed time. He always says he's like that today because he's still living. So he's the king of those one-liners. That kind of makes you think like, So, yeah, but I try to black it out.
Yeah.
He was an alcoholic my whole childhood. That's all I really remember.
Yeah.
And I remember just us being in the car and him wanting me to sing with him. That's what, because you heard me sing.
He's amazing. He doesn't like me sharing the video, but I'm like, why?
I should have never showed you that video. And I'm going to have to put it in the clip so they can go, what?
I like that video. He sings really well.
He would always make me sing. And that's probably why I'm like, because it brings back those memories. So, and I know you probably haven't asked me this yet, but I wrote a book about my life. And it kind of took me like 20-something years to write it.
Wow.
And when I went through certain chapters of my father, it took me back. Like, to this day, I can't listen to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album. It fucks with me.
Wow.
Yeah, certain songs, I can tell you what I was wearing, what time he was coming home, what room I was in. It's traumatic. And I'm like,
Yeah, it brings you back.
It brings me back.
It almost you hear a song, you feel happy. Like music is such an amazing thing because it makes you inspired, but at the same time, it's it can cause a trigger.
Oh, this was good.
What's this? What we got today?
Blackwater. Well, they gave me a new one. They gave me Energy's orange vanilla flavor. This one has 4 trace minerals, of course, and this one has electrolytes, of course. Oh, this one has amino acids.
Strawberry is still my favorite.
It's good. Strawberry is good. I'm torn. There's so many I like. I'm like,
I like strawberry. Strawberry daiquiri, strawberry lemonade.
Yeah.
I'm all about strawberry. Okay. So, what is like growing up? Because we live in a different era.
Yeah.
And you being mixed.
Yeah.
What is like growing up in your teens?
Teens were pretty good. I had some good memories as my teens.
You already sang that time? Like you know how to sing that time?
Oh yeah, I was always singing. I was singing talent shows, singing in school. I was the first minority to sing the national anthem in our school.
Wow.
Yeah, because when we moved, when the family moved, when my dad was married to my stepmom, call her mom, my Ina. When we moved from Daly City to Pacifica, I went to Jefferson High School, which was predominantly all black and Mexican. Well, the white folks were the minorities.
Yeah.
It was a different time. And then, and my grades were good. I mean, I was focused. I was with my people, whatever. Not to say that had anything to do with it. Then we moved to Pacifica, the suburbs, and it switched where I was the minority. It's like I was one of 9 minorities. Because if you see my yearbook, white. Oh, there's Asian, white. Oh, there's 2, 3.
What was it like to be in that era and being the minority?
Oh, it was different. I mean, we all got along. I tell the story that one day during Halloween, one of our classmates came to school in a Klan's outfit. It was crazy. I'll never forget that. We all kind of talked like, "How do you feel about that?" And I'm like, "I respect that." Like, what? And I'm like, "Yeah." I was outspoken then because I came up with the idea that I would rather be stabbed in the chest than stabbed in the back.
Yeah.
Because now you know.
Yeah.
It's like, does racism exist? Yes, it does. Do I like it? No.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I don't like it, but I respect it. Like, I respect that if that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in. Now let's talk. Let's just come to terms. Like, why did you feel that way?
Yeah.
Because no one's just born, oh, I hate black folks or I hate Asians.
Yeah. You were taught.
You were taught that.
You were taught. Yeah.
So, but if you have the gall to go, let's talk. Let's communicate.
I mean, talking and having that dialogue in that era, I know it's tough, right?
It was different.
It's not like this era right now where everything is open and transparent. Well, sometimes.
It was different because I had to grow up quick. I was what you call a latchkey kid. You know that term, latchkey kid?
No.
Okay, so latchkey kid is a kid who is like, under 10 years old and they're like self-sufficient. Like I had my own key to the apartment. I walked home by myself. I took like 4 or 5 buses to San Francisco by myself at 8.
So you basically raised yourself.
I basically raised myself.
Yeah.
It's like adults say, do this. I had to do it. You have to learn. I had to cook for myself. You have to learn. And then when my dad got married, I was like, oh, it's a family setting. And that was different too because I didn't get along with my stepmom at first. It was tough. Because coming from a broken home from my mom, and I looked at my stepmom, and I wanted her to love me. I'm not gonna cry. You ain't gonna make me cry. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna be like you, girl. I felt like nope.
I was like, is it coming?
No, not yet. But yeah, I felt it. I was like, nope, not yet. But I wanted her to love me. I mean, my stepbrother, we had the same dad, different mom. His name is Sean. She was my mom before it was his mom. Like when she was pregnant, I was proud. I was like, yeah, I'm about to have a little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're about to have fun. We're 13 years apart, because he's my younger brother. Because I'm the oldest of there's 4. Well, I'm the 5th. Okay. So I've got 4 siblings that we know of.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Well, how many is the one that's like your biological, and how many is like the halves?
They're all halves.
They're all halves.
I have no brothers, sisters that share mom and dad. Which brings me to this point. That's why I think I'm so big on my kids now, that I gave them that gift. Like, you share the same mom and dad.
Yeah.
Something that I'll never have.
It goes back to breaking the cycle, right?
Breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
awesome.
Teens were good. Teens, I had some ups and downs. I had some depressed moments. I had a point when I was a teen. I was like 13, 14 when I contemplated suicide.
What's the bottom line of you having those thoughts?
I felt like I was broken. Like
What made you broken?
I felt
Where did that come from?
I think it came from my mom. It's like I wanted her to love me. You know, she abused me. I was taken away. And later on in life, I understood why. But at the time, I didn't. It's like I wanted her to love me.
How old were you?
When I was taken away?
No, when you first.
Suicide? 12, 13? 13.
Wow, that's early.
13. 13? Yeah, I think I was 13. 6th, 7th grade? Yeah, 13. Yeah. I felt broken. And I felt like nobody could love me. I had a mom who didn't marry me. She did marry my dad. They didn't stay together. Wasn't my fault. My stepmom, she didn't like me. Is it my fault? And again, I'm going back to I didn't know. As I got older, I kind of figured out what I think it is. And I remember we lived on Bepler Street, top of the hill, Daly City. And we managed this apartment complex. And my job was to sweep the hallways, so we can get cheaper rent. And I remember going to the roof. And I remember looking over and just like crying, just like, nobody's gonna miss me. I'm worthless. Maybe if I'm gone, my dad and my stepmom can be happy because I felt like I was a burden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a good feeling.
And what saved me was I kept hearing my best friend's voice call out to me. Her name is Shabina, and I haven't seen her in like 40 years, probably 30 years. The last time I saw her.
You see this girl? Is it a girl?
It's a girl, Shabina.
You
Yes.
see this girl? Thank you.
Yeah.
I would have not met him.
Yeah, she saved me. But yeah, I had some good and bad moments in my teens.
I want to know your first love. How old were you?
My first love, like girl love, puppy love.
Girl, I like puppy love.
I think it was Kelly. It was in high school.
High school.
Kelly.
What grade?
Was it Kelly? Yeah, it was Kelly. I loved Kelly. She was good. And it was good.
Maybe.
And Charlotte. And I'm just dropping names.
Let's drop some names real quick.
Charlotte. It's a toss up because it was Charlotte first. I loved her. I know her daddy probably didn't like me too much because she was white, and I can count on one hand how many white girls I actually dated, which I'm equal opportunity dater. But yeah, we dated for a while, and then she moved, and she ghosted me. She didn't tell me she was moving. And we talked the years down the line, like, why didn't you tell me? She said, 'cause I didn't want to break your heart. It was hard for me, so that was hard. And then Kelly.
What was your first adult love?
Adult love? Ooh.
Yeah.
I would have to say the one that got me to leave from Oakland, California to Texas.
The lawyer?
Oh hell no, not her.
Okay, well, we're getting there. Let's talk about the first.
No,
adult
it was
love.
it was the Korean chick.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember her.
Because and I'm not even proud of this, but of all the girlfriends I think I've had and my wife, she's the only person I never cheated on.
Gotcha.
The only one.
You proposed to her, right?
I did.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not ready yet. Later. Let's just be engaged.
It's not the time.
Not the time.
We've been open about this, but again, I'm all about mental health.
Yeah.
So let's go back more serious.
Okay.
The molestation. What
Mm.
What age was that?
I was 6 when it started, and it ended when I was 8.
Damn, that's so early.
Yeah. And it was a it was a family friend who we called a cousin. He was much older than me, and yeah, that was rough because every time they come over to the house, and we lived in it was borderline Daly City, San Francisco, Templeton Street, down the street from Bethler, actually. See, I have pockets of memories. I think what it is about me, traumatic things imprint in my brain, and I can play those back. So they would come over to the house, typically after church, and then we'd go downstairs. He would always like just want to look at me and touch me, and bend over and just stuff like that. And I couldn't tell anybody. I told my mom when I got older, because he was getting married and he wanted me to be in the wedding, and I said no, I couldn't do it. So, and that was hard because
So that makes sense. Like it didn't help your suicide attempt as well. So
I was probably thinking about that too.
Because traumatic experience and then not having a family, like that solid environment and wanting to be loved, so that all that mixed up together.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what got you wrongfully convicted.
Well, I was.
How did you met her?
I met her at a club in Oakland.
Fucking clubs. Man.
Yeah, I met her at Jeffrey's, and first Fridays. I was with my boss at the time because he was my boss at Stanford, and we went to Jeffrey's, and I saw her dance with another man, and we kind of caught eyes. I looked, and she danced with this guy. She kind of looked over her shoulder, and I'm like, man, you with your man, and you looking at me. I'm like, man. And then so we kind of met at the bar, and I'm trying to put my bid in, and my boss is like, she's out of your league. He was like, she's way out of your league. And I love challenges, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get this. He was like, oh, okay, whatever. And this, you gotta think, back then, this was when cell phones were kind of just coming out. Because I remember Summer Jam 1988. We saw Kool Moe Dee battling LL Cool J. We saw JJ Fad, MC Hammer. It was a bunch of old
That was
groups.
a good era.
That was a good era, yeah. I think Run DMC was there. It was all these big hip hop groups, the legends. This was before Jay-Z, I think. Jay-Z wasn't nobody then. Digital Underground, this was man. So.
What year was that? Like exactly.
88.
88.
88 in Summer Jam, yeah.
Was it a fall? Was it
But when
summer?
I met the Lord chick, this was in the 90s, mid 90s, 94, 95-ish.
Where you met her?
That's when I met her.
Is it fall? Like, was it a summer love?
I don't know. Was it a summer love? Could have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the time, like I said, cell phones were kind of new. So I remember writing on a napkin.
Now it's like I'm playing back like old movies. There.
So I wrote my number down. I gave it to her, and I gave her a blank napkin. I said, "Here, put something on this." And she said, "What? A happy face?" She said, "Nah, your number." And she did. I don't know if it was fake or not, but I called, and then we kept seeing each other. I mean, I was infatuated by her.
Yeah.
Because I got caught up with the looks.
Yeah.
Because I was actually dating or seeing somebody else, and I had to make a choice. I was dating this cardiovascular doctor at Stanford. She wasn't the cutest, but she loved me. I mean, she was just so sweet.
How old were you at that time?
I was down 22.
So early 20s.
Early 20s, 22, 23. And she was a few years older than me. Like, she may have been like 24, 25. Going through her residency as a cardiovascular, surgeon. And, up there, about to be, and we kicked it. She met my mom. She met my biological mom. She met my biological grandmother. She met my brothers. They liked her. I think because, she's a doctor. But when I met the other one, the lawyer red chick. I was like, oh, damn. Because she was mixed, you know, she's mixed black with Japanese. She was exotic looking, you know, and I got caught up.
The beginnings are always great, right?
Always great.
Always great. So what took the turn?
I think it was the subtleties that I noticed. Like she would like kind of black out. Like, and I'm not the argumentative type of person, because you gotta think, you know, I was abused physically by my mom, kind of physical mentally by my dad being an alcoholic. You know, my stepmom not liking me. I'm picking the wrong girl, so I'm trying to save them. So when she would scream and yell, it kind of took me aback, like, whoa, what's going on? So I think that was one of the first warning signs, that she would just like come home screaming, like, whoa, what's wrong with you? And again, I know now, but at the time, I couldn't quantify why she was acting like that. And I think the Prozac that I saw in the medicine cabinet was a warning sign too. Yeah, I mean,
It's so many red flags. Let's just ignore this shit.
yeah, I'm just ignoring this. And I asked her about it. I mean, hey, what is this? I mean, I didn't know. I was naive.
Yeah.
So think, I'm 24, 22, 24, 25. Never been arrested. Never had a jaywalking ticket. Pulled over like maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. I don't know. I'm naive.
Walk me through the moment when she got you arrested. What happened before that, in your perspective, that led her to do that to you?
I think, well, I don't know what dating.
You guys lived together first of all?
We did. We
Okay.
did live together. So previously, before me, I don't know what kind of dating issues she had with men. So maybe she was taking it out on me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think the moment it happened was, I kept seeing warning signs, and I love puzzles, and I love trying to put things together. My current wife now, she knows that. Like, I will figure some shit out. I'm good like that. I think being raised by women, I pick up on subtleties.
Okay.
Like, that's not a bruise. You got hit. Oh shit, you've been abused. So I think and this is before, you gotta think this is before like smartphones. So she would like write everything down. So I found out some things that she was doing with her law firm, and some unethical activities she was doing, and just her behavior was off. And I did some digging. And then that's when she said that I knew too much. And then she told me, she says, I can't kill you, but I can make your life hell. And I'm like,
That's some evil shit.
I'm like, what you gonna do? And she told me, all I have to do is scream. Who are they gonna believe, me or you? I'm like, this woman is crazy. So some time went by, and the moment I knew I was in over my head is when, because I worked at Stanford, you know, she was doing her thing with her law firm. She came home, the house was immaculate, and she was like, this house is a mess, and she was throwing stuff. She was throwing things up against the wall, she was screaming, get off me, and she's flailing and throwing herself up against it, and I'm watching this. It was like a movie.
It's like perfect time to have cell phones, right?
And we lived in El Cerrito, which, I don't know, people who are watching this like, oh shit, that's Contra Costa County. That's that's bad. So you gotta think, all this noise, someone called the cops. The cops come, I opened the door. They see her on the floor, like, you know, this, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I have my hands up, I get arrested. They take me, she bails me out. On the way home, it's quiet in the car. And then when we get to the parking lot, and
she put you to jail just to bail you out.
Yeah. And then when we parked, she was like, now you belong to me. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, your credibility is shot. I got you now. I'm like, yeah, right. I was spooked. That's when I knew I had to get away.
I was gonna say, did you stay?
I stayed. Because I wanted to work. I mean, I loved her.
Despite of she put you to jail?
Yeah. And I know why now, but at the time I didn't. I mean, I had to go through.
I mean, I'm not the one.
I had to go through.
I have my fair share of stupidity.
I had to go through therapy to like and putting pieces of the puzzle together to figure out why. Because I was broken. I came from all this shit in the bag, and I wanted to make two misfits work, to show society that minority love can work. You know, that we can come from the ghetto or the streets and fucked up backgrounds, and we can clash and we can have this cosmic energy and make it work. Was it a fantasy? Yeah. But it was my fantasy. So that's what I do.
That sucks. If you can see her today.
Oh, hell no.
If you can have a seat with her, what would you tell her? Is it more of like a hate conversation? Or what the conversation would be? Because that woman really made a mark in your life and literally ruined your life.
I don't hate her. But she frightens me still. Because, God, you got it.
I'm sorry. I'm like...
Because I saw what she was capable of. So that'd be tough. I'm grateful that I went through it because of who I am today. But yeah, that woman frightens me. Because it's like, how do you have a conversation with the devil? How? What do you say? I mean, that'd be a lot. I don't think I could do it now. I couldn't do it alone. I would have to have somebody with me. And I'm saying that today. Because I saw what she was capable of. And how manipulative she could be. So, yeah, I couldn't sit down there. I'm sorry, I couldn't. Yeah. Not now. Maybe years down the line, who knows?
Yeah.
But definitely not now.
Do you forgive her?
Yes, I had to. I had to forgive her so I can grow.
Okay.
So, yeah, I forgave. Because I felt if I held on to that, I'd be holding on to some kind of hope, if that makes any sense. So I had to detach from that. So once I forgave, I can't go back, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I forgave her a long time ago. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, sometimes forgiveness doesn't have to be asked, right?
Yeah.
You forgive because it's, at the end of the day, it's saving your own self. You know, it gets to the point like, I forgive you for my own sanity, not because I agree with your actions. So there's gonna be a lot of times where we get hurt and we just have to pick ourselves so that we can move on. So that's hard. After that relationship, where did it take you?
After? So skip jail or skip prison?
Oh no, let's go back to prison because that's like kind of juicy. So when you actually went to jail, what was your first? Take me through the moment of like your first emotions when you get there.
Well, what led up to it was if I didn't do what she wanted me to do, she would kick me out the house. I would have to sleep at the BART station, or I had to walk around the neighborhood.
Oh my gosh.
Which would alarm the police. What are you walking outside for? Why are you sleeping here?
Yeah.
So they would arrest me. So they take me in.
Especially in that era.
Especially in that era. And you gotta think this was right before the OJ thing kind of happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if I didn't do, she said she'd take my house keys. Very controlling. I couldn't talk to the family. You can't talk to your cousin. Your cousin was hitting on me. I think your brother's like me. Something very manipulative. So yeah, I remember the day I got arrested, quote unquote, because she stabbed me. So after I was stabbed, first I was hit in the head with a candlestick holder. I had to hit stitches. I still had the mark, and I still had a mark on my leg. I'm bleeding. So that was my aha moment. I'm not crazy. I have physical proof.
I mean, the first thing you would have thought, like, this bitch is crazy. But no, he had to have a physical one.
I had to have physical marks. Yeah.
We talked about this, and it's like an action of a battered women, right? We don't leave because you're like have hope every time, like, oh, he's gonna change and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We can still make it.
Yeah.
And then you start having bruises and shit.
So I remember I went to my boss's house because he was there when we met, so he knew the stuff that I was going through. So I think he was tired of helping me. So he said, "Are you sure you want help this time?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I don't believe you because you're gonna go back." I'm like, "No, I'm done."
That's such a battered woman.
He says, and then he told me something that was profound that I still use to this day. He says, "I think you like it." I said, "What?" He says, "Because if you don't like it, why do you keep going back?"
I don't think any women or men in that situation, you don't like it.
Yeah.
I think like what you said in the beginning, it's the hope. And
It's
if
the
you
hope.
have that traumatic experience of like wanting love so much, you hold on to whatever it is that's in front of you, and it's not necessarily like who wants to get beaten. Who wants to be in a toxic relationship? No one on this planet Earth.
No.
If you grew up with love, like your kids right now, like what you're doing for your kids, and I've seen you and your wife are just amazing parents and amazing relationship.
Oh, thank you.
It goes back, right? It goes back from family and how you were brought up and stuff like that. So for somebody to say that maybe you like it, that's a very ignorant statement.
But I needed that. I mean, I respected that. So when he said that,
Kind of woke you up a little bit.
it woke me up.
Yeah.
And because you got to think, when I got stabbed, I walked from El Cerrito. I was going from El Cerrito to Oakland, but I was crying. It was raining. They called the
So you were
ambulance.
walking, you were bleeding.
Yeah, I was bleeding. I was like, I can die in peace now. And this woman, I said, "Look, call my doctor. I'm not crazy." Because I thought I was crazy. I thought I was going crazy. So then they 5150'd me because I was a threat to myself. That's what 5150 means. They put a 72-hour hold on you. So, and then an additional hold was called a 5250. If they don't think you're ready to get out, they put an additional hold on you, which is up to 21 days.
Wow.
So I was in this psych ward for such a long time, and they prescribed a good diet, physical fitness to get the endorphins relief, and then they wanted to know what was about her that I kept going back to. They was trying to understand that.
What was it?
They said I had the characteristics of a battered woman. They did. They told me that, and they said you need to leave. What is it that's drawn? And I said I wanted to make two misfits work. I wanted to sacrifice my happiness for the well-being of my future children because of what happened to me in the past. And they were like, now we can help you.
Like you want better.
Yeah.
But it's not even there yet, but you're like, I want this to work.
But the day I left, she smoked, which I hate. She only smoked when she was like, man, I hate cigarette smoke. So we go to the store, she's smoking in the car. I'm looking at her and I'm like, I'm leaving you. And she was like, yeah. She was like, you ain't going nowhere. Because she says, I'm not going to make you better for some other woman. Yeah, she told me. So I'm like, you. Got out the car, I walk from Elm Street to Oakland, went to my boss's house. I'm ready to go. Yeah, right. You like it? Hell no. I slept, woke up the next morning. I got on his bike and I pedaled from Oakland back to El Cerrito Police Department. I went to the police department and I said, I want a civil standby. I want you guys to come to the apartment while I get my stuff out the house. And they were like, okay, what's your name? Where you live? This is my name, blah, blah, blah. And they had this puzzled look on their face that I didn't catch it. And they said, do you have anything pending right now? I'm like, no, not that I know of. And, okay, come on in and talk to the sergeant. Okay. I'll walk in, sit down to the sergeant. What's going on, Romero? I want a civil standby. I've been away from my wife for about a week. I need to get away from her. This woman's crazy. I was standing by her. I just want to get away. Tell us about taxes. I'm like, taxes? Yeah. I'm like, I paid our taxes. I'm like, how do you know about that? How did you do it? I'm like, well, she's a patent taxation law. Whoa, wait a minute. You guys asked me too many questions. Am I under arrest for something? They said, yeah, and we're confused. I'm saying, what are you confused about? She called and said, you jumped on her. I'm like, I've been away for a week. I've never seen her. I haven't seen her. I haven't touched her. They were like, we're confused. So we got to hold you until we can settle this out. I didn't come out till 2 years later.
You didn't come out until...
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When you got hold, they put you to prison.
No, I went to county, so they shipped me to county.
Okay.
Nobody bailed me out.
Did your family know? So you got a one phone call?
Family didn't know.
But you got a one phone call?
Nope.
What?
Nope, didn't get it. Nope. No help. Then I went to county, stayed in county.
So like people like think like you ghosted everybody for 2 fucking years.
Yeah. Only people who knew was my boss, a couple of friends who worked at Stanford with me because they kept writing me letters. My mom knew, of course. My dad, eventually, they knew when I went to trial. When it got really bad, I was going to trial. Then they knew.
It took you 2 years.
Yeah.
What is like in prison?
No place for a man to be. No place. You think it's bad on the streets that you see with the cell phone cameras? You have no clue. I mean, I cried once, that's it. You're not getting no more. And I'm emotional. I mean, I'm not trying to be dramatic, but
no, I mean anybody.
I'm trying
that's
to.
prison.
I'm trying to contain it, but hearing the sounds of a man getting raped it haunts you for a while. Like for a while, I couldn't sleep with the lights off. And sometimes when I'm going through things where I have PTSD, I'll put a nightlight on. I'm not ashamed to say that. The bathroom light on, the door cracked with some light coming in, the windows cracked. I just want some light to come in because it's very dark in there. You know, showering with men. You know, seeing prison fights, seeing the guard shoot. I think the most traumatic thing is there's a sign in San Quentin. It's on West Block. It says there are no warning shots fired in this area. They tell you that. So they see you fight. There's no warning. There's no warning shots.
Oh,
0.
Shit.
Yeah. You know. The catwalks. I thought I forgot about that. Damn, Tasha. So when you take a shower, there's the military guard. Well, the correctional officer in military fatigues, and he's got an M16. You know. We're just walking, just waiting for somebody to do something wrong. So you're naked, you know, whites, blacks over here, segregated, Mexicans over here. You just separated because you have your own different shower days. And if you look up, you see them just walking around with the signs. So that's traumatic. That's traumatic. And you're locked in a 9x6 cell, 23 24 hours a day. You come out for lunch. To eat for about an hour. Yeah, so that's the hard part.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
Thank you. But that's what they don't talk about. So there's no cameras in there.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people slip a cell phone in and you see what goes on, I think it sends shockwaves to society. Like, whoa, that's what's really going on.
Yeah.
Because when COVID came out, there was this video that went viral. There's a guy. He was like, this guy next to me, he got COVID. He lying here almost dead. He's dying. He said they got tents out they got the dead bodies on the yard. He said, it's bad. We ain't got no masks. You talking about social distance? We can't social distance in here.
Yeah.
They don't talk about that. You can't social distance in a prison? How?
Yeah.
Because if you put them in cages, you can't do that. So they're all intermingled.
Crazy.
Which is still bad to this day. That no one's really talking about. They kind of hint on it, but they're not talking enough about it. The incarcerated men and women, they don't get enough attention. They don't. And shame on me for not saying anything sooner, because I was there. I seen what they do. I was there. I've been strip searched, bent over, caught, spread your butt cheeks. I've seen prison fights. I've seen people get shanked. I've seen the guards shoot outside. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not. And that's what needs to get attention. Change that system. And maybe the system on the streets will be better. But
it's a different show. We can talk about it.
yeah.
What was the turning moment to where you're at right now? Because like what I said, you guys is your kids. I feel looking at from this side, you're in a great place, right?
Yes.
What was the turnaround?
I think it was. There are some good things in prison. It's not all dark. It can be, but you got to be focused. I met some good brothers in there. I met some good Muslim brothers who were Christian brothers too, who were like focused. I met some cold criminals and killers in there who did some bad things, and I saw the softer side to them. I saw the human side in them, that they're just broken and you just are misunderstood.
Yeah.
Did you do bad things? Yeah, but man, you're still human. That's where I learned how to speak Chinese. When I was after I left San Quentin, they transferred me to Susanville, I think the name of the prison was, or some place. And I had about maybe 8 to 9 months left of my sentence. And you're bored. And this Chinese dude, I was like, yo, teach me Chinese. She's gonna write Chinese. Ha ha ha. Chinese people can't speak Chinese, can't write Chinese. Why you? I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do. So he would write characters, and I'll practice every day. Boom, 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 boom. He's like, damn. So I at the time, I had about 200 characters that I memorized, and I could put them in different combinations. I was proud. I had like maybe a 6th grade vocabulary. I could talk to kids. And then he said, when you get out, you gotta go to Chinatown and find an old Chinese dude to teach you more. That's how you pay me back. I'm like, okay. So when I got out, that's what I did.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. But that was the turning point. Like, I'm gonna take what they said I was a menace and I was this, and when I got it overturned, I was like, I'm gonna show them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show them. Yeah, and that was it.
So since it's Father's Day, talk about your kids first. How old are they?
14 and 12.
14 and 12. The teens.
Yeah, almost 15, 13.
And you got girls. How's that like?
Girls is wonderful. I'm glad I have girls. I've always wanted, men always want to have that boy.
Of course. You want your junior.
Yeah, you want to have that, carry that name. But seeing how society is now, I'm almost glad I did have a boy.
It's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough to have a boy in this time and age.
Girls too. But girls they're funny. They're nurturing, they're sensitive, they're conniving, they're manipulative. And I think any dad out there who has girls, I think manipulation starts at age 2.
Interesting.
I saw it. My little daughter, my oldest, she's 2 years old, and she wanted something. Like, nope, you can't have it. You can't have it. She grabbed my face and she cut me. She said, Daddy, I just love you. And I'm like, oh, no, starts at 2 in girls. But yeah, they're the apple of my eye.
And it shows. It shows.
They are.
Yeah. How's the 16 years of marriage?
Ooh, wonderful. We've had some good and bad times. We lost a child in between the two. We've had infidelity. We separated briefly, but we made it through.
What's the key? Because I always ask like married people, especially if they've been married for a long time, what are the 3 things?
The 3 things
that you would need to be where you're at right now in marriage?
Well, the first one, you always hear the cliche, oh, communication. No, it's not communication.
What is it?
It's understanding one another.
That's a good one.
Because you can communicate, we're communicating, but if you don't understand one another.
That's a good one.
So, understanding, that's one. Compromise. So, understanding, compromise, and respect.
Always, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. What are you doing or what are your family doing for Father's Day?
They brought me this wonderful resort here. It's like, wow. I mean, I guess I could give them a plug. Arizona Resort.
Arizona Resort.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. They gave me a gift when I came in.
Aww.
And it was nice when we checked in. They were like, I hear you have a Romero in your party. Is he here? I'm like, oh, it's me.
It's me.
We have something for you. I'm like, oh. I didn't open it yet, but I was like, oh, wow. So we're here at a water park, so I'm excited to see what's going on. They just left to go swim, so after this, I'm gonna go hop in the pool, the water slide with them.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy out there. I was like passing by, I'm like, there's a ton of people. I wonder how they're doing with social distancing and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, I see people like passing by and stuff like that.
Yeah. But that was the turning point. I mean, that's what it was about marriage, so.
How did you met your wife?
We met at the gym in a parking lot. But we met on MySpace.
Oh my God, MySpace! My God. Jesus Christ. MySpace got me in Arizona. Crazy time.
Yeah, and I was ready to get married because I was living in Puerto Rico. I came back, met her, started talking, blah, blah, blah. And I said, it's me. Met in the parking lot. I was going in, she was coming out. She was like, hey, you're a trainer. Show me some stuff. Showed her. Then we had coffee. And then most of our dates were on the couch because she's old fashioned. She's from Malaysia. She's living in America with her aunt and her cousins and her uncle. And they were very strict. All of our dates on the couch. We would just talk. It was a red couch. And I would always fall asleep. Because they would because they cook all the time. We talked, we had coffee, and I was like...
It's a different experience.
Different experience. I mean,
yeah.
It was a connection. And I remember we met in July. We met in August.
Okay.
And we got married in December.
Wow, met in August, got married in December.
Same year. And
you knew?
Yeah, I knew. And we didn't live together.
When was that? When was that moment like, I know this is going to be my wife and I'm going to have kids with this woman?
When we took a road trip.
Okay.
I think every couple should take a road trip because you are like you're 2 feet
right
away.
Here in the box and there's no going anywhere.
You can't go anywhere. So we drove from San Antonio to South Padre Island. And it's a good 4.5 hour drive.
Wow.
Easily 4 or 5 hours. And you just...
Did you guys like the same type of music? Cause
no, we didn't. She likes classic rock. She likes classic rock, heavy metal,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't see that in her right now because right now I like her palettes. No, Allegra.
Oh, she likes
Sabrina.
She loves stuff like that, but she can listen to some classic rock, and I'm like, okay.
Do you like that?
Not really.
Compromise, right?
Compromise. It's compromise.
It goes back to compromise.
But yeah, I knew. And then I proposed on the couch. It wasn't anything like.
It started on a couch.
Yeah, I was like, we were talking. I was like, let's get married. Let's do this for life. Let's do this.
Wow.
And she was like, okay. Right there, without the ring. And speaking of rings, this is actually my engagement ring. Because I don't wear my wedding ring. So when I gave her her engagement ring, I got one too because I wanted to wear one. And this was it, James Avery.
Wow.
And just it never took it off.
You briefly said infidelity. Let's jump to it. Why, when, how?
Why, when, how? I can't make any excuses. When we lost our child in between the two kids, that was a dark moment for both of us, and I know, and I can't make any excuses because men and women grieve differently, and I take full responsibility for what I did. It was wrong. I should never did it, but it did bring us closer together. But I still don't condone it. She didn't want to be touched. She was like, "Don't touch me. I lost my baby." She kept saying, "I lost my son. I know it was a boy. I lost my boy." I wanted to hold her. I wanted to. So knowing my background and watching this, if you were watching this, you can kind of put to, oh, okay, this, okay, you can almost put the piece of the puzzle together. I wanted to hold her. I wanted to fix her. I'm a fixer. I wanted to fix the situation. No, push me away. I'm a trainer. And I know trainers have a bad rap, but I had a great mentor and a great boss in Oakland. Big brother. He said, I got 3 rules. Rule number 1, always look the part. Number 2, don't sleep with your clients. Number 3, don't sleep with your clients. So I never did.
Do not forget number 2.
Yeah, so in Texas, so I kept that. So I never slept with my clients. So then when I had to train in Austin, so I met this girl on Twitter, and we just, flirting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm gonna be in Austin. What hotel you in? She came, knocked on the door, and it was crazy. And I felt bad afterwards, and instant guilt. My wife found out. It was hard. She was like, "You want me to leave? No, we fight. We're gonna work this through," and we worked it through. And it took years, but we got over it. We worked it through, but it was wrong. But and that brought us closer. But I think looking back, that was the reason why I did it. I mean, it was wrong. And I didn't love her. It was purely, it was wrong. So I can't make any excuses. But I can pinpoint the moment when, why, and the how. But that's why I did it.
So hearing your story and all the traumas and all that stuff, what is the ultimate message you want for people to know about you? From people?
From
like
people?
What do you think you want people to take out of your story?
That I'm very passionate. I'm very outspoken on certain matters that I can relate to, that I'm passionate about. I'm a fixer. I'm a believer. I'm not afraid to look myself in the mirror and go, "You fucked up." I hold myself accountable. I'm a good friend. That's what I do. So we're gonna take a small commercial break, and when we come back, you're gonna hear the conclusion of Get Naked with Romero.
Almost. Almost.
How are girls?
Yeah, 45 seconds.
Night.
How was it?
It was fun. Yeah.
That was fun.
How was social distancing?
No, there's
None?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we were just talking about that. I'm like, how long is the social distancing out there?
How much longer are you gonna be?
It's like 10 minutes.
10
No,
minutes?
no, you're not. Almost done.
Okay. Day in a shower.
Okay.
Okay. 5, 4. All right, welcome back. One-on-one, Getting Naked with Romero Russell.
Yeah, we exposing a lot of stuff.
Okay, so continue.
So, the takeaway. I don't know. I'm an open book. Like I said, I'm not afraid to look myself in the mirror and say that I was wrong. Sorry, y'all. Holding myself accountable. See, I got time.
Accountability.
Accountability. I don't know. It's like I laugh, I love, I cry. Sad movies make me cry. I'm not, like I said, I'm not afraid to just go, you messed up.
Yeah.
Even if it's me.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I want the best for everybody. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think since I've been through such turmoil and traumatic experiences, I think I'm able to help somebody else. So if someone has gone through something, I feel they can come to me and go, how did you do this?
Yeah.
How did you do X, Y, Z? Because I've been through so many steps in my life. You know, loss of a child, infidelity, marriage, prison, molestation, you know, so many steps as a man. So
I appreciate your transparency because, as we know, men don't usually speak about any of this.
no,
So the courage, the transparency that takes you to be open enough to inspire others, I applaud you for that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Anything else?
I think we're good.
We're
So this
good.
is Late Night Chronicles, Season 1, Episode 10, Get Naked with Me, with Ramiro Russell.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm a guest today. I'm not the co-host today.
But thank you guys for your time. We appreciate your time as always. Thank you for listening and being open to our stories and every stories that we bring out as we bring out our guests.
I appreciate it. What's next week? Whew, I'm on the hot seat now. I can relax.
Now we're gonna ease into more fun topics.
Woo.
We're gonna bring in an author, a musician. We have a lot of lineup coming up for you guys. It's gonna be fun. We have a musician who is launching his book, so we had to readjust our
Our themes,
topics.
yeah,
because we have to accommodate our current events.
That's right.
So tune in for that one. We're so excited, but thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tasha DeChosa, Late Night Chronicles.
And Ramiro Russell, Late Night Chronicles. Thank you so much. See you soon. Bye.
That was good.
That's it. It's a wrap. How you feeling?
Good. That was good.
Yeah. 55 minutes.
We were on point. All right. And then I'll fix the calendar this weekend.